Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Bommer number BB5050-450 G1-652. This is a 4.5 by 4.5 inch slip-in hinge, full mortise, standard weight, ball bearing, steel base, satin chrome plated. So let's dissect that part number. That's quite a bit. This is a ball bearing hinge, two bearing packets, which is what you're going to have on a standard weight hinge, which is 134 thousandths of an inch thick. The 50/50 is going to mean a variety of things. It'll mean it's a 5-knuckle hinge. It's going to mean that it is a slip-in style hinge, okay, meaning that one leaf is intended to slide into a slot in the face of the frame, okay. Then there would be holes countersunk for the screws to go through the frame and then thread immediately into the leaf of the hinge. Now, what sets this apart is the fact that on a slip-in style hinge, you're going to have a slight difference in how the hinge is swagged in terms of the leaf. And the bottom line is it's all but imperceptible what that is. But the truth of the matter is it does exist, especially when you bring the leaves parallel to each other, okay? So what ends up happening is you have a, basically one leaf with a 3/16 swag on it where, you can tell that it's different. That sort of gap on that leaf allows room for the frame to occupy part of that space, okay? So when you have one leaf tapped, you'll have that 3/16 swag on the leaf. The rest of the 50/50 part number is going to, well, it gives you the 5-knuckle, it gives you the one leaf slip-in. It also tells you, as does the 652, that it's a steel-based hinge. Okay, I mean steel base, and then 652 tells us, well, again it says steel base, but it tells us that it is in a satin chrome finish. The G1 is going to give you the reference to pick up that one of the leaves will be tapped for a slip-in sort of application. There is a link below this video to the cut sheet, and that cut sheet will refer you to variations of this hinge, meaning in the lower right-hand corner, there's a column for steel hinges, a column for brass or bronze base hinges, and then a column for stainless steel base material hinges. And you can see how that last digit changes from a 0 for steel to a 1 for brass or bronze, depending on what the finish is, to a 2 if it's a stainless hinge. You could get this as a BB5052-450 G1-630 for stainless steel. You can see then in the rows 50/50 means just plain bearing. Below that is the ball bearing BB5050. Then you've got your 80/50, that's a 3-knuckle hinge, and then your BB80/50, which is a ball bearing 3-knuckle hinge. Then the different base materials. Then the reference to doing a 4.5 by 4, which is a common slip-in type hinge, and a 4.5 by 4.5. Okay, this is a 4.5 by 4.5, and that's what the 450 in the part number means. It means it's 4.5 tall, and that it's 4.5 wide. And the location of those screw holes are going to be considered a template pattern. Okay. The only other sort of option you might want to do on this would be a non-removable pin, so that if the door was an outswing, it would be certainly significantly more challenging to drive the pin out. When it ships from the factory, it's not seated. Okay. This is a removable pin hinge. Not that it comes out, but it can be removed is the point of the matter. Okay. Steel hinge, steel pin, primarily going to be used on aluminum doors and frames. You'll see frames, aluminum frames especially, that have slip-in sort of applications, so it's very typical to have that on an aluminum frame. And the people that are buying these are generally building engineers that have aluminum frames, or locksmiths who are in the business of maintaining people's installation of type slip-in style material. I still see slip-in hinges routinely. I've even seen them on old commercial steel doors as well, and that'd be another place where you'll see that. But those doors are generally those built in the 1950s, is what I've seen, plus or minus. Available in several different finishes. It's going to include base materials as well, but all the architectural finishes, your brasses, your bronze, your chromes, etc. Screws are included. You'll get machine screws with it. Okay. Now the G2, if you were to get after the G2 hinge, that will, referring back to the cut sheet, will show you you've got a hinge that is going to have both leaves intended to be a slip-in sort of installation. Okay. And I suppose the last thing I'd like to point out to you in this video is the Bommer logo. And right above it, it says Made in USA. The fact that Bommer is quite proud of, as am I to represent them. If you have any questions on the Bommer number BB5050-450 G1-652 satin chrome slip-in type hinge, one leaf tapped. And they're also available with both leaves tapped as well. Or any other Bommer product, please feel free to reach out to us.